Hey everybody, welcome back to Jon David's Journey. I'm Justin, Jon David's dad. And also there is a surprise for you, so without any further ado, I will get back into Jon David's update.
Surprise! I am back. I have worked out a deal with our director and I will work out my notice. But as for tonight, I am back. I don't know when my last day will be. It's a surprise for us all. But as for tonight, I am here. So he's made some smaller baby steps forward progress today. Today's been more of a standstill, minimal progress day. So starting out, we have been able to wean his Ativan. So they weaned the frequency down to from 6 hours, every 6 hours to every 8 hours now, and they were able to wean the dose down just a little bit. So able to wean on some sedation. We went to bolus feeds today, which means he was getting fed for 2 hours and then having an hour rest break. So it was getting him more on a typical baby schedule. He did not love that, and so he was spitting up large volumes and much more frequently. And so we had to go back to continuous feeds. He's also, and you can probably hear the monitor going off, he's been a little more desaturated today and needed some more oxygen support. I think right now he's on 0.7, and that's as high as he's been today. So the grand scheme of things, it's not a whole ton of support, but it is more than he has needed in a while. Like right now he's sitting at 74, which remember his goal was between 75 and 85, so they'll likely come in and give him a little more support. He is scheduled to have his hemoglobin and hematocrit tested in the morning. He got that tested a lot when he was in the ICU, but when he was over there, if his H&H was running low, he would get a transfusion, and that would kind of get him over the hump of desaturation. So that's a thought. They'll also check his like electrolytes and things like that, and they'll probably check a CBC just to make sure all those labs look good. And they've talked about getting a chest x-ray. I'm not sure if the orders have been put in for that, but since he's desaturated, it wouldn't hurt to kind of see if there's anything extra going on in there. He did have PT today, and they worked on stretching and tracking and those kind of things. He had a better day with PT than he did, I think it was yesterday. Every day is like reliving the same day over and over and over again. So I think it was yesterday. But anyway, he's made some progress with PT. So overall progress for today, tolerated weaning the Ativan and had a good PT session. So definitely smaller baby steps forward, but at this point still forward progression. So another day in the right direction. Good night.
So as you saw, Mallory is still here. She said it was by popular demand because apparently y'all all asked for her to keep doing it, so she obliged. That being said, today has been a pretty long day. It was day 2 of games for us. It was also senior night. We had to move some stuff around and move our game to tonight. It was supposed to be a practice day. But that being said, Hunter went to the game. He had a ball, all pun intended, and it was Aunty Sara senior night, and so it was really, really good. The girls won, and it all ended up being a pretty good day all in all. Just long, because having to get everything ready and then try and scramble and just kind of switch the schedule. So, but that honestly is par for the course. That's just kind of what it's like being a teacher and a coach. You have to pivot when you need to and adjust, and so it is kind of getting back into the old routine, which unfortunately sometimes the routine is that you have to change. So that is what today was. Hunter also spent the day with Nana and Bella and had a lot of fun. And I don't really have a whole lot of pictures of Jon David today. I was told by my co-anchor that I don't pay her enough as a co-anchor, and so she definitely doesn't get paid enough to be a photographer. And so I'm giving y'all what I'm being given. But again, today was a pretty good day. It was a full day. So we're thankful for any day that is not a huge back step. Again, today was relatively standstill for Jon David. It wasn't his best day. And like Mallory said, it does get kind of monotonous being in step down because the steps are typically smaller, they're slower. Jon David is a slow recovery kid, and we know that. And we have also met several families who are also have children who've had slow recoveries. And so we've got a pretty good idea that this wasn't going to be quick and that things were going to be kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. He had about 10 days in a row where he made some pretty decent progress forward. And so it only stands to reason that we're kind of in that area now where he's going to be taking a step or two back, and that's all right. Again, it's one of the reasons why we are doing these videos is, you know, one, to update y'all, but two, also for our own, like, recognition that, yes, he is not always progressing forward, but the fact that he was here, progressed all those days, and now that he's backed up a little bit here, we're still way ahead of where we were. And so, again, I know I've said this in here before, that when he has standstill days or days where he's taking a step back, it can really be frustrating and emotionally hard. But at the same time, doing these have helped us kind of keep things in perspective of, overall, he is in a much better place than where he was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, or I know we talked about here recently 7 weeks ago when he had his event and we were in a much, much more critical situation. So keeping things in perspective is definitely good for us and for his recovery. So that being said, hope you enjoyed the clips and the photos. I'm heading on to bed, so good night and God bless. Jon David, tell everybody bye-bye.